First off, I suppose, did you feel that was a deserved 3 points for your side?
Oh, absolutely. I think you look over at the game, this team took a lot of criticism after Friday night. They played well within themselves, and we were deservedly beaten, and very difficult turnaround, but we appealed for a massive crowd to come out, and over 4,500 to an incredible atmosphere in the game. But you look at the makeup of the Rovers team: O'Brien, Grace, Gilchrist, Sam Byrne or Luke Byrne left back, Bohm middle of the park, Carr up front. They're all 6'3", 4". Big, strong, physical team, and in the first 20-25 minutes we had to sort of make sure that we didn't give away any chances. But I think overall, if you look at 90 minutes, Mark McNulty had no save to make. Young McCarthy was in the right back, young McLaughlin at centre back, and defensively we were really solid. But Graham did very well for the penalty. Obviously his header came off the post and he reacted quick and was taken down. But overall, second half we were really good, and we should have put the game out of sight. We had 3 glorious chances, possibly 4. But when it's 1-0, you're always living on the edge a bit. But overall, it was a big win for us, and a clean sheet.
I suppose the back four combination never played before, maybe a bit nervy starting out, but they gelled very well. McLaughlin in particular was a highlight. Absolutely, and you're looking at a team that have scored 6 goals in their last 2 games. It's 12 goals, and we have a back four playing the first time together. So the lads did a bit of work together, yesterday, and but still there's difference when you're inside in the cauldron like that, and the pressure's on you. But McLaughlin was outstanding, and McCarthy was outstanding. You expect Griff and Aaron Barry, but the 2 lads were brilliant. But overall, I think in the second half, once the game opened up and we began getting the ball wide, Shepherd, McNamee, Sadler started causing problems, and we created some really good chances, but we just couldn't get that second goal. But overall, to play Shamrock Rovers, who've scored 12 in the last 2 weeks, to limit them to no shot and goal really, and for us to come here and get a clean sheet, I think that was a good night's work.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, John, it's so important to bounce back with a win tonight. When you look at the two big games in a week, so 3 points at the end of the 2 games, it's not too bad, I suppose, in getting it, is it?
Well, before the game tonight, 3 points was welcome, Trevor. The problem is that we're ending up playing Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers within 3 days a couple of times this season, and it's probably we've ended up getting the worst straw of it, because you're probably talking about the 3 title contenders before Waterford, and we've ended up with both of them back to back, which is difficult. But at the same time, that's the way it is. The thing for us was that maybe first 15-20 minutes we were a bit nervy and unsettled with the changes in the team, but I could, like, at the end of the day, if you told me before the game that we come out and Mark McNulty had nothing to do in the game, you'd be saying to yourself, well, that's a good night's work. And and the only thing disappointing from our point of view is that when we had the opportunity to get the second goal just to kill the game, we weren't able to do that. But that's fine. The most important thing is 3 points, and we move on.
It was a tense affair, wasn't it? Your own tackle there on Bradley, it was a decent little tackle. It was that kind of night, though, wasn't it? It was a tense deal.
I didn't go in for it, Trevor, to be honest. You know what I mean? I stayed away. I'm too old now for going in for that. So but it was as I said, Stephen is managing a huge club as well, and there's always pressure on when you're losing games, and it's difficult, and at the same time he's a big job to do, and I have a big job to do down here. So but there was absolutely nothing between us. Was actually we were joking about it really, but that's the way it was,
Yeah, 4,500 again there tonight, John. And the young people that can exercise off again for a win, is it? Yeah.
Well, do you know what it is? It's just you can see that the public have bought into this team over the last number of years, and it's incredible. And the atmosphere, while the game at times, particularly in the first half, wasn't great, the atmosphere was incredible, and. Even though we couldn't get that second goal, even in the last 10 minutes, the noise coming from the terraces was fantastic. And that's what we asked for. And that's what we need all season, because every week it's going to be like that. Teams coming to take points off us. But, as I keep saying, these are a great bunch of lads, and it's a long, long way to go. But, it was a sweet victory after losing the other night.
John, was it a tight call to bring in Sean, given that it meant Aaron moving from left centre-back to right centre-back, and then Conor moving to right back? Did you consider just bringing in maybe Colm or Toby straight into right back and keeping Aaron and Conor in the centre? Yeah,
we looked at different options. I suppose the thing with it then is that they're such a physically big team, and you know, they scored quite a few goals at set pieces. You know, and when you look at the physical size, and we had seen the guy playing a couple of times, Carr, and he's very strong in the air, and with all, you know, like you know, Connor did very well the other night, but it was difficult against Holborn, and Carr is similar to Holborn. He's that physical strength,
Yeah.
where Sean is, you know, quite strong upper body, and he's a stronger guy. And I saw Sean playing with the college last week against UCD, up against George Kelly of UCD, and Sean did really well in the air. So you know, we were happy, and Sean has been great since he's come in. He's never let us down. It's just he hasn't got a start in the league,
Yeah.
you know. But he was brilliant tonight, and you know, he really, you know, he came in and he was composed on the ball, and he was outstanding.
And Stephen and Aaron, would you hope to have them back for Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, you certainly would. You know, you look at going in for, again, you know, 2 games again in Friday and Monday, so 2 massive matches, and obviously, you know, where Limerick's away record hasn't been, you know, they've done well at home by beating Bray, and they were caught by a last minute goal against Bowes for a draw, but they beat Sligo away, so you know, they're one of those teams that seem to perform better at home. But certainly we'd hope that Alan will be back and Beats, I'm not so sure about at the moment.
And is Danny injured as well? Danny Kane?
No. Danny's been training very hard, and he's the Irish under-21 internationals coming up in a couple of weeks' time, so he'll get a couple of games. No, it's just, I suppose, one of those ones that we've had, you know, Toby and Colm Horgan on the bench,
Yeah.
and I suppose we wanted to bring Josh O'Hanlon back into the bench to, you know, to give us another forward option if we needed it. So Danny was just a little bit unlucky not to be in the panel.
Was Beattie not picked up on Friday night, John, or was it something over the weekend?
No. He hurt his Achilles a small bit, and then the all-weather pitch didn't help it, so it flared up. So he probably needs 4 or 5 days. I imagine he will be back for Limerick, but it's I'll just have to wait and see the next couple of days how it settles down. He's sometimes after the all-weather he has that bit of an issue, so we just have to see how it settles down.
John, just after the defeat the other night, as you said, it wasn't good enough, and the players said the same thing. Over the last few days, did you have to really discuss amongst yourselves, or did everybody just going to know naturally? You didn't even need to talk about it, just go ahead and rectify
Well, I think
yourselves.
you have to talk about it, Paul, because at the end of the day you have to wonder why we didn't perform as well as we should have the other night, and you know, why so many lads were below par. But you know, as I keep saying, everyone is human, everyone makes mistakes, but at the same time you can't dwell on it, and you have to move on. And ultimately, you know, from my experience in management, you know, you have to say that sometimes that's gone, you can't do anything about it. You know, you have to show what you're made of, and you know, that really was where we were at the last couple of days, saying to the lads to get back out and show what they can do, because we knew tonight would be a physical game, it would be highly intense, and we knew that they're physically so strong, so we needed to be ready for the first 20 minutes to end the game, and we weathered that, and without them ever opening up, but they were still dangerous. But you know, once we got into the second part of the first half, the game started opening up a bit, and I thought Sadler started getting more into the game. So, but certainly going at half time 1-0, we felt that the game would open up more and would suit us the second half, which it did. But you know, we just didn't get the second goal.